Okay, so if you're an existing seller or maybe new to the print-on-demand world, you really, really better have second and third thoughts about using Printify. Today, we're doing a deep dive into, well, a pretty crucial story from that space. We're focusing on the critical evolution of what really was once a highly trusted platform.
Exactly. And we're pulling this from a really compelling account called The Partner Who Disappeared.
Hmm.
It's one seller's firsthand experience, but it shines a light on these, systemic shifts that could affect anyone doing this. Our mission here is basically to pull out the key takeaways, make you aware, help you make informed decisions, understand the real stakes involved.
Okay, let's unpack Rick Mendez's journey then. He started selling online, what, way back in 2016? Tried the usual suspects, Teespring, Zazzle, Redbubble, places like that.
Right. To common platforms.
But then in 2019, he finds Printify. And it felt different, like really different. Imagine this. Actual human live chat. Fast, friendly support. Pricing was solid. Decent variety.
And reliable print partners, which is key in POD.
Absolutely. So reliable, he moved his entire shop, Local Legends Plyco, completely over. By 2021, he's doing well, moving hundreds of shirts every month, building his brand.
Yeah, sounds like you really trusted them. Printify had his back, as you said, the ideal setup.
It really did seem like it. A smooth operation, growing steadily.
So what was the first sign, the first hint that this foundation might be cracking?
Well, it started subtly. Around 2024, things began to change. Chat responses got slower, delays got longer, support tickets suddenly taking days, not hours, to get resolved.
Days. That's a big shift.
Yeah, and Wick initially just, brushed it off. Maybe growing pains
Yeah.
or maybe lingering pandemic effects, that kind of thing.
Understandable assumptions, I suppose.
Yeah.
But it didn't stop there, did it?
No, not at all. That subtle shift, it became a wall. An impenetrable one. In 2024, that human live chat, poof,
Yeah.
gone, replaced entirely by this unyielding chatbot.
Just AI. No human option.
None. Rick found this out the hard way. He had a customer order arrive in the wrong size basic issue rate, tried to resolve it. The bot just kept firing back, like irrelevant help articles, no way to talk to a person, no escalation path.
Frustrating. And then the big one hit.
Yeah, the really major incident. June 2025, a big custom order, 48 units for a local youth baseball league, important stuff. Order gets stuck. Just sits in production for 6 days straight.
6 days. Wow.
Yeah.
No updates, no tracking.
Nothing. And crucially, still no human support. Just that automated wall. Silence.
Oof. That's rough. Especially for a custom order for a league. Deadlines matter there.
Exactly. And that's the moment it clicked for Rick. This wasn't just a glitch. It wasn't a one-off.
It was systemic.
Right. He put it really powerfully, I thought. He said, you don't need a partner for when things are going well. You need one for when things go wrong.
Yeah.
And when they did, Printify vanished.
That really hits home. And it mirrors what you hear elsewhere, doesn't it? Seller forums are full of this stuff.
Oh, definitely. It's widespread. People reporting AI-only support, zero ways to escalate problems, lost orders just disappearing into the ether. Accounts suddenly closed with no real explanation. No phone support, obviously, just generic help articles.
It paints a pretty bleak picture of the support structure falling apart. Or maybe being deliberately dismantled.
And there's a key factor here, isn't there? Something about where Printify is actually based.
Right. This is critical. Printify is based in Latvia. Now, that might not seem important at first glance, but it means they operate outside U.S. regulatory reach, for example.
Ah, so no domestic accountability.
Precisely. If something goes wrong, like it did for Rick, there's often no real customer protection under U.S. trade law. Or similar laws in other countries, you don't have the same recourse you'd have with a domestic company.
That is a huge piece of the puzzle. So what happened to Rick in the end? With the baseball order, his shop?
Well, the personal cost was significant. He lost that baseball contract, obviously. And to save his own business's reputation, he had to refund the entire order out of his own pocket.
Wow, that hurts a small business.
Absolutely. He immediately paused all his Printify listings, moved everything to a U.S.-based supplier, even though it meant, tighter margins for him.
He decided the reliability was worth more.
Exactly. And his warning to other sellers is pretty stark. He basically says, if you're still using Printify, you need to know what you're risking. The quality might be fine today, but the day something breaks and you'll be on your own.
Chilling. Okay, so let's distill this. What does Rick's story really mean for you, the listener, running your own business?
I think the biggest takeaway is the critical importance of reliable support and, crucially, accountability in any business partnership, especially online. This highlights the risks, the very real risks, of partnering with platforms that might be outside your country's legal or regulatory framework. Accountability just changes completely.
Yeah, it's not just about whether they can print a shirt correctly today. It's about what happens when they don't. It's about that trust. You have the safety nets you need. You really have to dig into that before disaster strikes.
And interestingly, the source material, the partner who disappeared, it mentions something else, a final note. It suggests there are ongoing investigations into companies operating like this, and it encourages people who've been impacted,
Like Rick.
exactly, to speak up.
Mm.
Contact your state representatives, maybe file a complaint with consumer protection agencies like the FTC in the U.S., or reach out to your Attorney General's office. The idea is to advocate for accountability,
Yeah.
especially for small businesses being affected by these foreign platforms. Make some noise.
A really important point. You can't just suffer in silence. Okay, a stark and important warning indeed from this deep dive. Thank you so much for joining us today. Definitely stay informed, subscribe for more critical insights like this because the world of online business, well, it keeps evolving.